If the grid goes down tomorrow, every 2026 tow truck on the road instantly becomes a 6,000-pound anchor. The same computerized systems that manage towing stability, trailer sway, and engine load are the exact systems an EMP, a cyber attack, or a software kill switch will destroy first. Smart mechanics and preppers know this. They are not buying new. They are hunting vehicles built before onboard diagnostics. Here are the 7 that will still be pulling your RV when everything else goes dark. Why modern tow trucks are one power surge away from useless. Walk onto any dealership lot today and you are not buying a tow vehicle. You are taking out a 96-month loan on a rolling computer cluster that requires 120 separate electronic control modules just to decide when to shift gears. Electronic fuel injection, electronic transmission control, drive-by-wire throttle with no physical cable between your foot and the throttle body, electronic trailer brake controller integrated into the infotainment system, towing stability programs that override your steering inputs when an algorithm decides it knows better than you do about what your trailer is doing at 65 miles per hour. Whether it is a localized EMP, a targeted cyber attack on infrastructure, or a government-mandated manufacturer kill switch buried in the next infrastructure bill, those 120 delicate circuit boards will fry simultaneously. Your $95,000 diesel pickup will be completely dead on the shoulder while your fifth wheel sits hooked to a vehicle that cannot move, cannot release the trailer hitch electronically, and cannot be manually restarted because the push-button ignition requires a computer authorization signal that no longer exists. Meanwhile, a guy in a 1993 Dodge with a 12-valve Cummins and a manual lever hitch drives right past you. The secret is going backward to vehicles built before 1996, when the federal government had not yet mandated onboard diagnostics across the entire auto industry. Pure mechanical machines. Zero microchips to fry. Enough cast iron torque to pull a loaded fifth wheel up a mountain grade without asking a computer for permission. Truck 1, 1989 to 1998. Dodge Ram with the 12-valve Cummins P-pump diesel. At the absolute top of the Pre-OBD RV towing survival list is the undisputed King. The 1989 to 1998 Dodge Ram equipped with the 12-valve Cummins diesel. Specifically, the 1994 to 1998 models have the Bosch P7100 mechanical injection pump, the P-pump. That pump is completely gear-driven off the camshaft. It does not need a computer to authorize fuel delivery. This entire engine only requires one electrical wire to function, the fuel shut-off solenoid. If an EMP fires and that single solenoid gets fried, you reach into the engine bay, tie a shoelace to the shutoff lever, hold it up by hand, pop the clutch, and this massive cast iron beast will roar to life and pull your fifth wheel until the fuel tank runs dry. Zero electricity required once it is running, and the engine is immune to software glitches, grid failures, and remote shutdowns. The 12-valve Cummins produces 400 to 600 pound-feet of torque in stock form, with mechanical modifications that require no computer tuning. Find a rust-free example with a manual transmission in the P-pump. Buy it in cash immediately. Truck 2, 1987 to 1994. Ford F-250 with the 7.3-liter IDI diesel, not the Power Stroke. I know exactly what is happening in the comments right now. A lot of you are furious, asking why the 7.3-liter Power Stroke is not on this list. The brutal, unforgiving truth is the Power Stroke uses a computer module and HEUI hydraulic electronic unit injectors. If a major grid event happens, that module gets fried, and your beloved Power Stroke becomes a very expensive paperweight. The older 7.3-liter IDI, built before the Power Stroke arrived, keeps going. The 7.3-liter IDI uses a fully mechanical injection pump with zero computer dependency. It is slower, less powerful, and has worse fuel economy, but it does not care. It will pull a loaded travel trailer at 55 miles per hour indefinitely. It can be repaired with hand tools and parts from any farm supply catalog, and it cannot be remotely disabled by any software system because it has no software. The cast iron block commonly survives 400,000 miles of hard use. Buy an OBS F250 with the 7.3-liter IDI and a manual transmission, and you have a tow vehicle with complete independence from the digital grid. Truck 3. From 1987 to 1998, the Ford F-150 and F-250 with the 4.9-liter, 300 cubic inch inline 6. For travel trailers in the 6,000 to 9,000 pound range, the Ford F-150 or F-250 with the 4.9-liter, 300 cubic inch inline 6 is the most indestructible gasoline tow engine ever bolted into an American truck. Ford put this motor in UPS delivery trucks, wood chippers, farm tractors, and heavy industrial generators. There is no timing chain to stretch and no timing belt to snap. The camshaft is driven by massive interlocking steel gears that outlast everything else in the truck. Pure low-end torque, it will pull a loaded camper out of mud, drag fallen trees from the road, and keep firing on all 6 cylinders even without fresh oil for 40,000 miles. You will not win a race to the next campsite. After a systemic collapse, you do not need speed. You need a truck that simply will not stop working. Find a clean OBS Ford with the inline 6 and a 5-speed manual. It is a rapidly appreciating asset and the most forgiving mechanical engine for anyone still learning to turn wrenches. Truck 4, 1988 to 1995, Chevrolet and GM CCK2, 500 and 3500 with the 6.2-liter diesel, the most overlooked pre-OBD tow engine on this list, and arguably the most battle-tested. The United States military ran millions of miles on this exact engine in the HMMWV across desert conditions in the Gulf War. If it was good enough to move 10,000 pounds of military hardware through desert sand with no parts resupply for weeks, it is good enough to pull your RV when the grid goes dark. Fully mechanical injection pump, no glow plug controllers to fail, no emissions computer to brick the system, no electronic governor overriding your throttle. Approximately 135 horsepower, slow by modern standards. What it has in unlimited quantities is low-end torque that builds gradually and never quits. For RV towing in the 8,000 to 12,000 pound range on moderate terrain, the 6.2-liter in a 2500 or 3500 CK body is more than adequate. Parts availability is excellent because the military kept these engines in service for decades. Find a rust-free Sunbelt example with low miles. One of the most undervalued pre-OBD tow vehicles on the current market. Truck 5, 1979 to 1995, Toyota pickup and 4Runner with the 22R carbureted engine. For lighter RV setups, the Toyota pickup from the 1980s through the mid-1990s with the carbureted 22R 4-cylinder engine is the global survivor. You have seen it on the evening news in every conflict zone across the world. Notice I said the 22R, not the 22RE. The E stands for electronic fuel injection, and in a true electromagnetic pulse scenario, you do not want electronics. You want the purely mechanical carburetor that mixes fuel and air using vacuum and physics alone. No complicated wiring harnesses, no mass airflow sensors, no computer module. If something goes wrong in the middle of nowhere, you fix it with a flathead screwdriver, a hammer, and duct tape. The frame will rust to dust long before the 22R engine gives up. For pop-up campers, small teardrops, and truck campers in the 1,500 to 2,500 pound range, this combination moves you and your shelter independently of every digital system in the country, gets 25 miles per gallon doing it, and fits down trails that a 3/4-ton diesel cannot reach. Truck 6. The Dodge Ram 2500 and 3500, made from 1990 to 1998 with the 5.9-liter 360 Magnum gasoline V8, is a truly mechanical tow package. This truck solves the specific problem that keeps some buyers from choosing diesel. It can be fueled at any gas station on Earth with plain gasoline. It requires no diesel exhaust fluid, carries no emissions computer, and uses a physical throttle cable that connects your right foot directly to the engine without routing that command through a circuit board. The 360 Magnum in the 2500 and 3500 produces 230 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque from a cast iron block with a simple pushrod valve train. Factory tow rating on the 3500 with the 360 reaches 11,000 pounds, more than enough for a loaded travel trailer or a smaller fifth wheel. Mechanics describe the 360 Magnum as one of the easiest engines ever produced to diagnose and repair without specialized tools. Every component is accessible, every part is available through any auto parts store, and every failure mode is something a competent owner can address with hand tools roadside. In a grid-down situation where diesel fuel may be harder to find than gasoline, the 360 Magnum Ram gives you heavy-duty towing capability on universally available fuel. Buy the 2500 or 3500 model specifically, and confirm the mechanical throttle cable rather than the early electronic throttle body on models made after 1996. Truck 7, 1992 to 1999. Chevrolet and GMC CK 2500 and 3500 with the 454 big block V8. The seventh vehicle on this list is the one that the gasoline big block faithful have been waiting for. The 1992 to 1999 Chevrolet and GMC CK 2500 and 3500 equipped with the 7.4-liter, 454 cubic inch big block V8 is the largest displacement pre-OBD gasoline tow engine produced in volume by an American manufacturer. General Motors put this engine in everything that needed to move: serious weight, motorhomes, ambulances, commercial shuttle vans, and heavy-duty fleet trucks that ran 3 shifts a day for decades. In the 2500 and 3500 CK body with the factory tow package, it carries a rated towing capacity of up to 16,000 pounds depending on the rear axle ratio and whether you are in the single rear wheel or dually configuration. The 454 and the Pre-OBD CK trucks uses throttle body injection on most examples from this era, a system so simple it is essentially a carburetor with electronic fuel metering. There is no mass airflow sensor, no complex engine management system, and no computer module that can brick the fuel delivery. The ignition runs through a mechanical distributor. The throttle response is direct, the torque curve starts low and stays wide, and the cast iron block has a documented service life that stretches well past 300,000 miles in fleet applications that never saw a rebuild. Fuel economy is terrible. Expect 8 to 11 miles per gallon towing. That is the honest caveat, and it is the only meaningful one. Everything else about this engine in a survival towing context is a strength. You can find a rust-free dually 3500 from this era in the Southwest states at a price that represents extraordinary value for the towing capacity it delivers. Find the dually with the 454, the 4-speed automatic with a manual transfer case, and a pre-OBD build date. That combination is the highest capacity analog tow rig available in the used market right now, and the smart buyers are already starting to figure that out. Why smart RV owners are quietly hoarding these trucks right now. We are living in an era where vehicle ownership is being systematically redesigned. Automakers, insurance companies, and federal regulators are engineering modern trucks to be fragile, traceable, and fully dependent on their digital infrastructure. Subscription services for features you already paid for. Over-the-air updates that change your vehicle's behavior without your knowledge. Kill switch provisions written into federal legislation give a computer algorithm the authority to decide whether you are allowed to drive. When you operate a 2026 tow vehicle, you are driving on their terms, inside their system, subject to their decisions. When you buy any of the 7 trucks on this list, you are buying something fundamentally different. A machine that answers to no one but you. No over-the-air updates. No manufacturer kill switch. No insurance telematics reporting your towing behavior to a data broker. No algorithm deciding you need to be rerouted, slowed down, or stopped. Pure mechanical independence. These trucks are disappearing from classifieds because the smart drivers, the veteran mechanics, and the preppers are quietly buying them up and storing them in barns and garages across the country. When the grid fails, the screens go dark, and the dealerships lock their doors. The only currency that matters is absolute mechanical reliability. Stop taking out 96-month loans for computerized traps with trailer hitches. Find the rust-free analog beasts. Buy them in cash. Learn how to turn a wrench. And take back your independence and your ability to move your RV no matter what happens to the grid. Outro. 7 trucks, 7 engines that run on physics, not permission. The 12-valve Cummins P pump is the holy grail, pure mechanical diesel that runs on a shoelace if necessary. The 7.3-liter IDI is the forgotten Ford that bridges diesel reliability with total computer independence. The 300 Inline 6 OBS is the most indestructible gasoline tow engine ever built. The 6.2-liter GM diesel is the military-proven workhorse nobody talks about. The 22R Toyota is the globally validated lightweight survivor for smaller rigs. The 360 Magnum Dodge Ram is the heavy-duty gasoline solution for the buyer who needs serious tow capacity on universally available fuel. And the 454 Big Block CK Dually is the highest capacity analog tow rig available in the used market, 16,000 pounds of mechanical authority with no algorithm in the loop. All 7 are rapidly appreciating. All 7 are disappearing. And all 7 will still be pulling your RV when every modern truck on the lot has become a very expensive piece of immobile electronic sculpture. If this list changed how you think about your next tow vehicle, subscribe to this channel. We cover the engines, the drivetrains, and the survival strategies that the dealership is hoping you never research before you sign the financing agreement. Drop a comment below with the Pre-OBD tow vehicle you are running or hunting right now. Stay off the grid, keep turning your own wrenches, and we will see you in the next one.